All right. Can you say your name and spell it for me?
My name is Linda Guerrette, LindaGuerrette.
All right, Linda. And can you tell me the story of how you and your husband Theodore met, please?
We met when I was going to apply for a job. His father owned a restaurant, and I went to apply for a job there, and that's the first time I met him.
And what was your position at his father's store?
It was a restaurant, and I was applying for a waitress position.
And he was.
He was working there as a short order cook.
Awesome. And can you remember like a moment that stuck out in your head or something that you remember very vividly when you met him?
Well, when I met him, he was managing the restaurant because his father wasn't there, and I had to talk to him because I wanted to apply for a job, and he had to go get his father because it was also another part of the building was a bowling alley, and his father happened to be bowling, so he had to go get his dad. So that's kind of what I remember about that night.
And what was your first impression when you asked him to go get his father?
I thought he was cute, and I was nervous. So,
All right. And since you met him at the restaurant, can you describe your first date after that? What was your first date with him?
I didn't date him for a long time after that. Well, a long time, but probably a few months after that. I got hired, obviously, for the position, and I was training for the position. He actually had another girlfriend at the time, so it was probably maybe a year after I met him that we started dating, and trying to think what our first date actually was, but I think we probably went out to dinner. So that's what.
Since you said that he had a girlfriend before, did you know this when you first met him? Did you have like seen him around at school or something if you knew him in the community?
No, he was actually 4 years older than me, and he lived in a different town than I did, so I didn't know him at all before I met him. I knew the girl that he was dating. She lived in the same town that I lived in, and her girlfriend was a good friend of my sister's, so I kind of knew her.
So you knew he had a girlfriend when you applied for that job?
No, I didn't know that because I didn't even know him. So.
Did you said you thought he was cute. Did you like him after a couple days working there?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't like him in the sense that I thought I would want him for a boyfriend.
Alrighty. Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your story? Anything else you want to let us know about?
Yeah, I fell in love with him.
How long have you guys been married?
42 years.
42 years and counting?
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Linda.
Yep.
Hi there. Can you say your name and spell it for me?
My name is Theodore Guerrette, Theodore. Guerrette is Guerrette.
All right, Theodore. Could you tell me a little bit about the story of how you and Linda met?
Long time ago. My father had a restaurant called Robridge Dairy Bar, and I was working there. I was 18, somewhere around there, and she came in one day looking for a job, and I gave her the first interview, and then I think my father was next door bowling or something, so I went in to get him, and I thought, what he thought how she was, and he liked her also, and we gave her a job.
How did that first interview go? What were your thoughts?
Well, she was very attractive. Long hair, dressed appropriately. I was very impressed with her. And my father also.
Did she have any prior work experience in that field?
Did she have? I didn't know at the time.
Can you remember a moment that stuck out in your head, or a moment that you remember most vividly about meeting her the first time?
Uh, just that she was a very pretty girl. And I remember her long hair, blue eyes, um, not a lot of makeup. I noticed that right off the bat, and that that attracted me to her also.
She told me that you had a girlfriend at the time.
You know, I don't remember that part. I thought I was in between girlfriends, but that's possible. I don't remember that part.
What was your first impression of her when she came into the restaurant and asked for an interview?
Uh, I think she wore jeans, and she walked very well. I mean, said she was attractive, and the things she said, her attitude was very good. She was very good with her attitude. Yeah.
After you guys decided to hire her at the restaurant, what did you begin thinking of her as time went through?
Well, we started dating, not right away, but we started dating, and as I was either getting close to her, or times that in a restaurant you're close to each other, working and stuff, and I was mystified by her smell. She smelled fantastic, and I remember that outstanding trait very well.
Awesome. And can you describe or remember your first date that you guys went on?
Well, let's see. I think our first wasn't really a date. The first time I used to take her home a lot. We would work together, or when I was working, she would come in. I guess one of her friends or her mother or father would drop her off at the restaurant. We'd talk all night between customers, and usually slow at night. So, and we'd talk and talk and talk, and usually I would take her home at night. So, and that was our first dates, you might say.
I see. All right, thank you.